as we are going to see or hear from this news, it has to do with the new naira notes, and its availability and introduction into the national economy. So, but the thing that worries most people is the short time that is given, for these things to take effect. So only God knows why they are doing this thing and why they are so much in a haste. Because even when the EU introduced their single currency, it was not done in such a haste. So how come Nigeria is always hasty at the detriment of the poor? Because at the end of the day, the rich people are still going to get their money exchanged, and it's only the poor people that will suffer this whole thing. So I think people should wake up and do something.
Those stacks of banknotes. Now let's get the show on the road. End of January, 31st of January, which is Tuesday, is the deadline for us to change all our, I don't even know what to call them, old currency notes and replace them with the redesigned currency notes. And the CBN has said that there's no going back on that date, even though they have had appeals from several quarters to extend so that people can continue to exchange their monies. But the CBN says no going back. As from the 1st of February, that currency stops being legal tender. Mr. Mefiele has urged those who might still be holding to those old notes to turn them in, assuring that they would not be harassed as they did so. And the Apex Bank also said that they're printing more banknotes to boost the availability. Of course, there have been complaints from many quarters that the banks are not readily, that the notes are not readily available. Some banks don't even have, and we have seen tweets from bankers saying even they who are in the banks don't see this currency.
Not don't have, don't see.
It's okay. And many ATMs are empty. The few that are dispensing have long queues, and yet Tuesday is the deadline. We have an economist with us who might have some words of advice for us as to what we can do should we be stuck with monies by the end of work on Tuesday, 31st of January.
Just before you introduce him, let's just put out the word that we made frantic efforts to get the CBN to come talk to us specifically from the currency operations department of the CBN to also weigh in on this so that you, Nigerians, will know exactly what the status is and how serious the problems are. But unfortunately, I guess that will have to be at a future date.
Well, they did agree to come, but they're overwhelmed by their advocacy work, prior to
All they have to do
Tuesday.
is release the cash. Come on. What's the overwhelming thing? How's that overwhelming? Release the money out there.
Nigeria is big.
Oh, really? So that wasn't factored into the plan? That Nigeria is big?
Well, they've been doing it, but they haven't finished. They haven't concluded yet. Mr. Calvin Emmanuel is an economist, and he joins us from our studio in Abuja. Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. How are you today?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Great. So Tuesday is just around the corner. It's just 2 working days from today. And some banks do open today, so you can still turn in your currency today. So the money is not available in the bank. It's not available in the ATMs. So what would you advise us to do? And the CBN is saying no extension. Tuesday is Tuesday, January 31st. Full stop.
Well, I've been very consistent in my criticism of Mr. Mefele and his team, the management team, deputy governors, directors, and the board of the central bank. I'm very consistent right from when this policy was announced, I think on the 26th of October, 2022. I think it's ill-timed, it's a smoke screen. There is nothing wrong with redesigning the Naira notes, doing the currency swap, old notes, new notes in the CBN Act. The problem is number one, the timing, and number two, the window, the 90-day window is completely unrealistic to swap 2.7 trillion banknotes. But I'll give you a little bit of perspective and context so you understand how the CBN is thinking. You have to go back to ways and means and the fact that the cash supply to the economy through ways and means went up from 869 billion naira where President Buhari took over in 2015 to 24.5 trillion naira today in violation of Section 38 of the CBN Act. Now, when CBN Act was amended in 2007 and Ways and Means was created by the Senate, between 2007 and 2015, that window went from 0 naira to 869 billion. There's so much cash supply in the economy that has caused exchange rate driven inflation and currency devaluation. The CBN, how do you want people to do their transaction if...
So my people, all this analysis now bullshit. Let me just put it that way. Straight to the core. Because first of all, if you say Nigeria is a big country, then you should have taken that into consideration before you start to dish out others. Like we are living in time of a military era, like in 1985, when they once changed the banknotes after Buhari and Diabon took over power. Then I think they changed all the notes. Then they said 5 naira, which was 5 naira notes. So I still remember vividly then a lot of people were just putting all their money into 5 naira notes and things like that, not knowing what's going to happen to the rest of their money. So you see, anything in Nigeria is always like this. Nothing has changed after all these years. So now they come again, then the wrong timing, during the time of this political what have you. This is the time they choose. They choose to change or redesign the naira. What are you redesigning after all? All this one is just another ways and means, to defraud the country somehow. Then why they give contracts to their paddies and things like that. So at the end of the day, whether they recolor the naira or design the naira or what have you. So that one is not the main issue, because if you actually really want to change naira, there are best times, to do that and do it effectively. But it's like now, this man is so much in a hurry that, or this administration is so much in a hurry that they think they can do everything, all within now and to the end of, the end of their tenure, which is in May, just 4 months away from now. So that is the issue here. And look at the apathy that they are creating, artificial apathy within the, in the communities and the country and the society in general. Everyone is so confused. Just yesterday here I was speaking to a friend of mine. The same thing that he was saying. You go to the ATM, there's no money. There's no money in the ATM. Even in the banks, there are no money. So, what do you want the people to do? They can't spend their old money because some people are not willing to accept those old notes, and yet they cannot deposit their money and even be able to, get enough cash from the ATM. So, because now what I heard is that they put some restrictions to how much you can actually collect from your account, whether on daily or weekly or monthly basis, so to say. So just imagine a man who is running a business that needs cash of about let's say 5 to 10 million naira on daily basis. So this kind of a person, what will he do now? Will he keep waiting for the government to wake up and wake up to their own responsibilities, while he's minding his own business without any government assistance whatsoever? Then now he can't even use his own money as at when due, or pay his own rent as at when due, or import his own goods as at when due, or transport his own goods as at. So the whole thing is very, 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 very painful, coming to think of it. So by then, the people are just there doing nothing. But sometimes I just don't know what is happening in Nigeria, because it's like the people has been has been put in such a, in such a state of mind that sometimes they actually don't want to do anything. People can grumble from that till their kingdom come. Nothing will change. If they cannot just, summon that courage and come out en masse, and at least stand up for something, shout, out, voice out their frustration to their governor or whoever it is, that we at least convey that message to the center, which is Abuja and co. These people are humans. The CBN governor, for example, is not from Delta State. He's a human being. But when they are there in that Abuja, then they start to behave like they are some superhuman beings. But as soon as they leave office, or you see them in the village, or in their villages, or elsewhere, with some party, then you start to wonder, was it not this man that used to be so? And yet then, never really give a listening ear. So, but at the end of the day, even if you have the chance to come closer to him, to ask him those questions, he will still tell you that, yes, he was doing things according to what he was instructed to do. But on the whole, we know that the CBN have its own power to do some certain things. Because when Sanusi was there, I remember when Sanusi was dishing out money to Kano State because of some disaster, natural disaster that happened there, etc. Look at this disaster that happened in Delta State, and Bayelsa the other time when the flood, the flooded everywhere, Anambra State, all over the south, etc. Did you ever see this man came out and give us some, whatever money to assist these people that were in dire straits of, whatever aid you could have at least get from any institution? It didn't happen now. But when Sanusi was there, he was bold. When Kano State was having, he came out and dished out some billions of naira to them without any explanation to anyone. Do you still remember that? Now this one coming there now, all you have to do is to punish everyone else that doesn't have the, the power to belong to that same clique of cabals, within the Aso Villa or Abuja there. So they feel so special, and it's like they really they enjoyed it when they see the people suffer. This government has really, really, really brought suffering into the hearts and souls of Nigerians that they will actually never forget it. So, not so quick. Just yesterday, this man was asking, Buhari himself was asking, that he hoped that Nigerians will remember him for some positive things, or the positive things that he has been able to contribute to the development of the country. And I start to ask myself, what kind of positive thing is that? If you are asked to mention one, can you mention one, you Mr. Buhari yourself? Can you? Is it the hunger that you brought upon the people, or is the pestilence that you poured upon them? What is it? Is it the blackout, or the insecurity? Yeah. So what? These people, they like to live a lie. They are living a lie. They enjoy the lie, and they believe the lie. They try to convince others to believe that same lie which they believe in. So, but sometimes I assume that maybe he don't even actually know what the country is like, or what the situations are like out there, because this man is just living in one estate, from one big, car to another, one aircraft to another, or one chopper to another, fly around the country. You don't even use the roads, you don't use the electricity, you have his own special electricity, etc. that he uses. He have his own security. So how will he really know what is going on? How will he really know if the people are safe out there or not? Because after all, the same people who are coming back to him to report back to him are giving him some other report to show him that he's doing greatly well, that the people appreciate him and what have you. Just the other day, he went to Casino, and it was after he left a certain venue to go and commission some projects. Then the youth came out and storm the street and start to demonstrate with bonfires and things like that. So that is the kind of country you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is, shine your eyes once again, and vote wisely this time around, so that all this kind of bad leadership will never be something that will be repeated by anyone else. Not now and not in the future. Never again. That is it. So please don't forget to subscribe, and please share this video and share it all around. Let it go viral. We thank you, and do like our videos.